All right. Hey, hey. Welcome back, guys. All right. So, Capricorns, let's see what the message is, shall we? Here we go. Slave Princess. Hi, beauty. So honored you're here. So, we got the Magician. Starts out strong, starts out with, and this is somebody who's come to town and they're standing here and they are, displaying their wares and they're, kind of like they're feeling their vibes here and they are, you know, um, kind of like displaying what they've got. Now, granted, this can be the snake oil salesman, but in the upright, I don't think so. I think it's just somebody who has confidence in what it is that they are peddling, we'll say. Um, this could be a Virgo or a Gemini. Five of Swords, though. Okay, so that song, it's very short. It was like the outro on one of the Strokes albums. Call it fate, call it karma. I was singing that song as I was turning this on, and it was the line that says, "Can I waste all your time here on the sidewalk? Can I stand in your light just for a little while?" So I don't know if this is somebody that wishes they could like manifest getting a chance, even if it's just a fight with Capricorn. Like, let me just waste your time just so I can be around you. It feels like they are trying to manifest a chance with Capricorn, even though I don't think that they think it's going to go well. It's not that they want to fight. It's just that any chance that they've got, they'll take it. Any way that they can talk to Capricorn, they're in. They're all about it. Five of Cups. Five of Cups is somebody who's just so freaking bummed right now. They just want to be around Capricorn. Even if you're going to yell at me, just let me hear your voice. It's weird because this is very confident, and then it's like really confident that we'll fight, but I really miss you anyway. So can we at least just go ahead and fight? Like, I'm sorry, I'm laughing. It's not that it's funny. It's that they expect, even if they invited Capricorn out on a date, Capricorn will probably tell them to go to hell. But they've got like a huge old bottle of champagne and they set up this little outdoor tablecloth, overlooking this lake, and they wore their best little tux, and yet they're like, you probably won't come, but I want to ask you out anyway on a date. And I know you'll probably, cuss me out, but I just miss you. Okay. Six of Wands. Is this a complicated situationship thing? Does this person, have they blown it, but they just miss Capricorn so much? And deep down secretly, would Capricorn actually be kind of happy if this person did come back in, even though it seems like the audacity, right? I'm going to yell at them, I'm going to cuss at them, but they're really sad and they really miss me. And good, I'm glad. But would it be a little bit of like, I'm secretly kind of happy that they are wanting that? Because we got this Nine of Swords. It feels like this is somebody who made Capricorn really sad at one point in time. And maybe Capricorn is like, it's fitting that they're sad over me. Good. I hope that they feel an ounce of what they put me through. I don't feel like this is Capricorn being like, vicious or anything like that, but more along the lines of, good, you should miss me. Because you know what? I had a lot of sorrow. I had a lot of sleepless nights. So I'm glad to think that you would feel some of the same that you put me through. It's not that Capricorn is this mean, petty person who's like wishing somebody else, you know, hurt and pain. It's not that. I hope it doesn't. I don't make it sound like that. It's more like, I'm glad you get a taste of your own medicine, or that you can comprehend what it's like. We have the Hanged Man. I do think the Capricorn would want them to stew in it for a bit. You can sit around and miss me. You've earned that. Okay. For a topic of love, this is a little bit contentious. It is. Sunflower, Moon Power, Girly, Val, great to see you again, love. Nick, thank you for being here. Okay, so we have a Ten of Cups. To a certain extent, and please forgive me for saying this, but I do feel like a lot of this is unnecessary drama, only in the sense that if Capricorn and this person actually do have a lot of love between them, and they actually do want to be in a Ten of Cups, and they actually believe that they could still be a Ten of Cups. I mean, obviously, this person is missing the hell out of Capricorn, even is bold enough to want to come back knowing full well that they'll probably get an earful and Capricorn will be really mad at them. But it almost feels like this is two people who are kind of still going to end up together, even though they're first going to play out this drama of fighting, this drama of arguing, this drama of, how dare you? And then we still see them racing to each other with the Chariot. I don't think that they're drama queens or anything like that. I just think that this is so like relatable. Page of Swords. It's so relatable that two people who have a lot of love and have a lot of, passion for each other and actually believe that they're meant to be together, when the timing isn't quite perfect, or when something happens that delays stuff, or, there's going to be equal to the amount of like desire for happiness when things aren't good, is going to be equally as disastrous, and hurt feelings are going to be equally as strong as the loving vibes are. So we got two sides of the same coin, right? I'm not saying love and hate. I'm not saying it's that extreme. I think that it's, you hurt me, good. I'm glad that you are missing me now, because we were supposed to be really happy. And yes, I still want that, but I am definitely not going to run to you. You're going to have to like try to get me back kind of vibe, even though it feels like it's a known thing. This is how it's going to play out. Like, I'm still going to end up with them, but they're going to have to work to get me back. This is why I say it's like an unnecessary drama, because if they both know what they want, what's the point in posturing, right? Other than maybe it's to learn something. Maybe it's because, okay, let's put it this way. Let's say a kid, whatever, steals a candy bar. And the parents are like, no, 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 this isn't enough. We're not just going to say you're not allowed to steal. We're going to go ahead and we're going to go talk to, our friend, the sheriff. And we're going to say, Sheriff, we need you to help our kid learn a lesson. We know he's not really going to go to jail and get a juvenile record, but we want to show him how serious it is. So can you please come collect him like he's in big trouble, put him in the back of the cop car. Can we teach him that you cannot do things like this, so that when he grows up, he knows where the parameters are and that there's no joke? Can you show him that this is really serious and you can't do stuff like this? I feel like that's the reason for posturing sometimes. It's to drive the lesson home. This is supposed to be a 10 of cups, but now you don't get instant gratification just because you miss me. Because you know what? You hurt me and made me sad. So now, no, you can wait. You can sit and you can feel what it's like to not have me in your life and miss me and want to talk to me. It's to drive the point home. We're supposed to have this happiness, but we don't want to mess something like this up. So feel what it's like to want this and not be allowed to have it, so that you don't make a mess like this again with me. Move forward with confidence and, be stable and choose what you want and learn the lesson. And I do feel like, it could be a two-way street. It could also be that, Capricorn is going to be learning kind of the similar lesson. Like, I don't want to create more drama either, but I think that these two are going to sit in, I think on Capricorn's terms, Capricorn's going to sit in some stony silence for a while. Again, I don't mean it to punish, but to teach a lesson, perhaps. Cataclysmic Awakening, welcome, sweetheart. Don't forget, tomorrow is Members Day. It's Monday tomorrow, so we will be live for 2 hours and doing card pulls for members from 4 to 6 Pacific Standard Time tomorrow. But with that King of Swords here, this feels like they understand. They know exactly what this is about. So they may be bald, by the way, or they are bald now. They may not have been at one point in time. They could be a Libra, Gemini, Aquarius. They are definitely getting the memo. They understand. Look, if this was a troubled connection, I almost feel like this is the last big upheaval that these two are going to have before it clicks in, it cinches in, and these two are like, let's not do drama anymore. I don't want to do anything to hurt you, because I know what it feels like when you're mad at me. I don't like it when we aren't talking. I don't want to be in separation. Let me just go back and ask, though, why did Capricorn and this person ever even have drama? Ace of Wands. Maybe they're both a little bit hot-headed sometimes. 8 of Swords. Stuck energy. This feels like two people had an argument or something and then like didn't know how to fix it. Page of Pentacles. There could have been an unbending energy or not taking something serious enough. The Fool. The Fool can be taking a leap in a new direction, but this almost feels like there was something like not serious enough about a problem, and then maybe that made Capricorn walk away and say, well, screw this. If you can't even like see the fact that this is upsetting for me, you're not taking it serious enough, you're just trying to get what you want, and I don't see that you're considerate of how upset I am about something, you're making light of it, then forget it. It does feel like in any relationship, two people have to first off understand, like maybe one partner thinks that they're diffusing a situation by bringing levity to it, but the other one is like, you're seriously going to crack jokes now when I'm this upset? Like, how is that you being supportive? You just minimized, how I feel about this. It could be that they're on both sides. There's some stuff that they're going to have to learn about how they handle conflict. But I feel like we went from one layer of conflict into like, damn, but I miss my Capricorn. But if I come back in, Capricorn's going to be mad at me all over again. Capricorn's like, good, but I'm glad that you do miss me. All of this feels like conflict. And these two really have to learn how to get to that point of, I get what it is you're trying to do. I know that you're not, ignoring me or brushing it under the rug or insulting me or making light of something. This is, again, I think it's really relatable because they did need to comprehend how their Capricorn views things, and maybe they needed to have a more serious behavior, or they needed to know when to crack jokes and when to be more like present. They needed to learn Capricorn a little bit, but again, maybe Capricorn needed to learn them a little bit. Let me get one more here. We've got the Empress upright. I would say that maybe Capricorn did need to learn how to like present what it is they want and where their boundaries are and what their expectations are as well. Because part of being an Empress is, and there was some energy of like personal like pride also with that Six of Wands, and then some real devastation. And I do feel like Capricorn must have felt disrespected at some point. Like, I would like to be treated with respect. And maybe that's what Capricorn was showing to this person. If this matters, then when we have conflict and stuff, that should matter enough to handle it, appropriately. And if you can't do that, then I would just assume not have you in my kingdom. And so it maybe was a good opportunity for Capricorn to say, this is serious, jokes are good, but not at inappropriate times. I think this was more a matter of how to communicate, right? Because the King of Swords is all about communication. This is about moving forward with emotional availability, but this is also about protecting the connection and the happiness that these two could share. So it feels like they're going to be able to make it all work. But in this snapshot of time, we started out with, they want to manifest talking to Capricorn again, and they fully expect Capricorn to tell them to go to hell. And they're going to invite Capricorn out, and they're going to plan a nice dinner, and Capricorn might not show up, and they're going to be kept waiting, and Capricorn might do that on purpose because Capricorn's like, good, they deserve that. They don't get to treat me that way. It does feel like once these two get beyond that, and that is a little bit of game playing perhaps, but it's also, again, to like teach the lesson. Once they get past that, it looks like these two have a potential to get really good together. Yeah. The Justice card is here. It's sideways. I do think that both of them will have, some things to say, yes, and I'm sorry that I behaved that way too. Let's not do that anymore. Let's not leave each other hanging or waiting. Nothing destroys a connection more than feeling betrayed, feeling like somebody left us, sitting there by ourselves, left us hanging. So I really think that that's that's something these two can work through. But whew, they've got some fire. Let me just turn to the universe for just a second and say, universe, do you have any message for these two? Any like advice on moving forward? Six of Wands sideways, monitor and manage any ego for both people. Because that is something that if these two wind up wanting to win against each other, that's really going to be a mess. On the other hand, if they both support each other and make sure that the other one feels respected, that could be like the best of both worlds. But it does warn about ego just a little bit with that Six of Wands. Don't score points against each other. Instead, always be in it to strengthen the relationship. And I feel like these two have such strong vibes for each other. I feel like Capricorn and this king are like nuts about each other, but they definitely are going to have to like make sure that they find the way to communicate, which is, I mean, come on, there's whole degrees in colleges devoted to communications, right? And like, how do we learn to communicate? So it's a tough thing to know how to do it right. Anyway, you guys, I'm going to leave this one here. Thank you so much for hanging out. Yvonne Garcia, great to see you again. 11D8, I am delighted you popped in. Spiritual Awakening, thank you so much for the hearts. And Angelina Davina, great to see you tonight. I love that though, Rhonda. That's awesome. All right, you guys, have a wonderful evening. I'm going to go ahead and do a today's topic right now, and I'll do that one live also. But let's love. Bye for right now.